Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cranky Pundit podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morgan, the Cranky Pundit. And today we have Psychic Dan next to me, like we do every Friday. Psychic Dan, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Been looking forward to it.
Oh, man, I'm actually not right today. I have a bad back, I've actually, from working so hard and piggybacking this household for so long. But, I'm really enjoying it, having a sore back. But, no, do you know what the problem is? In Mallow, that's where we live. Don't ever go. There's two massage places, but they're both Thai massage places, right? And like it's gas in Mallow that like everything's closed down. Like we don't have much. Like the top of the town is like a tumbleweed going through it, right? Yet there's enough demand to have two Thai massage places. Like, and I need a massage. Like, I don't need a fucking happy ending. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's all they provide inside there as well. Like, do you know what I mean? You're going in there. Oh, you want happy ending? Like, it's like I can jack myself off, girl. I have knots in my back. That is fucking, oh my God, like, it's a joke, like, do you know what I mean? Oh, something wrong with your Mickey? No, it's like, nothing's wrong with my Mickey, love. Do you know what I mean? I just need, my back is aching. There's actually, we're actually the Thai massage capital of fucking Ireland. And you actually can't get a massage in the place, like, and I don't want to call people out either, but the heads going into those massage places, like, you can't be coming out. You can't be coming out of there like, without stretching your back, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who are you fooling? You shouldn't touch your back, boy. Do you know what I mean? For God's sake, like, you know. So my back is crippled and there's nowhere to go. Do you know?
Yeah, it's starting to feel old when you've back problems, boy, ain't you?
But you know, like, people might think I'm being racist here, like, as well. And kind of, oh, Mike, not all Thai massage places give happy endings. They fucking do, kid. I know people. Well, the two in Mallow do anyway. Because I literally have talked to people going in there and they're shocked. If you ask for a massage, they are shocked. I had a comedian buddy of mine, and he went in there, and they're all like, "Rich man." He was like, "Not really, no, like, but fucking, I have a few pound, like, thinking wrong, like, you know what I mean?" You go, I don't know, boy. So knots in my back, and yeah, afraid to go in there.
You should chance the kid and then report back to us next week how you get on.
Should I?
Yeah,
will I YouTube it? Since we're on a YouTube channel now, I might as well like under record like I'm in Bangkok, down in alleyway in Bangkok, like for a massage, like they're in the. Oh, I fix your back. Do you know what I mean? Nah, I don't know. Your Mickey's so small, Michael. Something wrong. No, it's not racist. It's just happening in my town at the moment, and I feel as someone that makes a quarter of a living off talking, I should actually just, talk about it. Like, it's a problem. Can we get a real massage place? And if you're a Thai massage place looking at this, get on to us. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Because your one has a right hand inside there like fucking Popeye kid. You know what I mean? Give her a bit of spinach, she'll fucking jack off farmers for the day, like, do you know what I mean? I don't know, is YouTube going to take this down, but another thing that happened to me then as well, I only asked you, how are you? And then I've just rambled on for 10 minutes. But I was working in Limerick during the week, and I was driving a van. And this rough girl now, she looked as rough as a bag of cats now. I'm in Limerick, like, and she's running after me anyway. I go, stop. And I thought she was like lost a baby. Maybe there's a pram going down a hill somewhere and there's a baby. My baby or something like that. I was like, I pulled up the handbrake. I was like, who am I going to save? She was like, no, you've a fag. And I was like, I just out of curiosity, because she didn't see me smoking. There was no box of fags present. Like, I was like, why did you ask? Do I smoke, like? And she said, because you look like a smoker. Well, lad, my confidence took a fucking drop. Because you any smoker out there, like, there's very few of us left, but, like, you know that you get away with it in your 20s. And now that I've reached 30, I feel like, I look like a smoker. This one, and she was rough. Like, I got offended. I was like, you look like a Bjorn that smokes and don't have fags. Like, I bet you have a lighter on you, alright, you bum. Like, you know what I mean? Span the wheels off. Like, I was very insulted. But, like, afterwards, that was only shallowing over, like, or putting over how bad I felt, And I better give him up, kid. Better start vaping, So I've gave up gambling. So I suppose next, I'm just a bad person, smoking and gambling.
Oh, I think you're becoming a great person. So the gambling's gone, and now you're saying the tobacco's gone as
Tobacco
well.
got to go. I'm not getting away with it anymore.
Yeah.
I play matches not at a high level. Like, do you know what I mean? Everything is like, I'm getting away with it. Everything's getting away with it. But the last few months, I've not been getting away with it, lad.
Yeah.
I've been not getting away with it. I can see it in the mirror. I can see changes. And I'm like, that's smoking, lad. That's smoking. And I'm sick of it. Yeah. My father gave up around the same age as myself. He used to smoke 40 Super Kings a day, which are this size.
Yeah, boy.
The size of my neck. But
Hardcore.
yeah.
So below in Limerick, getting asked for fags with back problems.
With back problems. My back broke up, like. My back is broke up, like.
Yeah.
Oh, let me fix your Mickey because you smoke. Ah! That's what she's going to say to me.
Sure, son, you're getting older anyway.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. How was your week anyway, Dan? Sorry.
Great, kid. I smashed it. Woke up Monday and just smashed it.
Oh, nice.
Having one of those weeks, kid. First productive, all going good. And looking forward to doing the pod.
Yeah, man.
It's been great.
Yeah, man. I suppose we better touch on a bit of football news because it's blatant. Man City in the frying pan at the moment, and as they should be. And I'm delighted that this is happening. I hope Steven Gerrard's slip never mattered. I hope they give us that. And we can all go, Slippy G. Slippy G is it. He has a title. Steven Gerrard is not better than Paul Scholes because Paul Scholes has a Premier League title. Well, there's Stevie's fucking title then because he deserves it. I'm over it, boy.
Yeah, bunch of cheats. I hope they get what's coming to them because they've they've been cheating for 10 years, man. For 10 years.
10 years,
cheating,
kid.
Like,
just like my first fucking wife. 10 years the rat bitch got away with it.
Like the things they were doing, like I only read a small bit of it now during the week, but like how they were hiding, spending the money and stuff.
You spat me a sentence, lad. Tell the people.
So I'll drop a little knowledge nugget, right? And clip this. I'm gonna drop a knowledge nugget every week.
Editor, get this. This is going to be a short, okay?
It's going to be knowledge nuggets every week. So this, so City, they've spent like 1.2 billion, right? And Chelsea are getting done now for spending all their money. They're only words, man. We can't even comprehend that money. Like, they're just words to us, right? So 1 million and 1 billion are nowhere near each other, right? We put them together all the time. Oh, he paid 50 million. He's 200
or
million.
even, he's a millionaire. He's a billionaire. I know what he is. No. They're two very different.
They're absolutely nowhere near each other. Give you an example. 1 million seconds ago was last week. 1 billion seconds ago was the 1980s. So that's the difference. And City have gone and spent like something like 1.2 billion lying to everybody for the last 10 years, cheating all around them. Yeah, absolutely, man. You can't even imagine. Like, the lawyer they have no defending him is on 80 grand a day. He's on more than De Bruyne. Like, the man that's going to try get him, weasel him out of this. So it's just, throw money after.
Do you know the lawyer I get if I had all the money in the world? The guy that did O.J. Simpson's thing, lad. How the fuck the best at anything that anyone's ever been at their job, like. The glove, like. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I should have done that for my texting, like. Do you know what I mean?
He had a team of them. To be fair, it was about 10 of them.
He did. Sure, Kim Kardashian's dead and everything, like.
Yeah, that's how they became famous.
He'd some arse in him, boy. Anyway,
so Chelsea and City anyway. I hope they get what's coming to them. And City definitely anyway. What Chelsea are doing, I think Chelsea have spent more money this January than all the top 5 leagues in Europe. Yeah, just Chelsea, like,
and not one proven player. Not a proven player have they signed, I don't think.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Mudryk looks good, Enzo Fernandez looks good, but we've all signed players that look good.
Yeah.
Do you know, none of them are proven. It's not like they went away and got a Haaland or an Mbappe. They went away and gotten something that could potentially be good, like. I'd see it going terribly wrong for him, boy. Their squad don't fill me with any bit of excitement. Like,
that's
you know?
it. I don't know much about it, but I think that Todd Bowley has American teams, and they do the same. It's the same philosophy.
Yeah,
they give players long-term contracts.
It's because by the time you reach your twilight years, you're still getting pro money. That kind of thing. So I think baseball is the least paid sport. So that's how he does it. With longer contracts, he can match up the money then. So even when even on your retirement year, you're getting what you were when you were at your peak. Like, you know? So I think that's how they do it. But they're trying to put a stop to it now in the Premier League. 5-year deals, they're limiting it to. And 5 years should be enough for every job. I said it on the podcast last day. If someone handed me a 10-year deal for anything, and it didn't matter how hard I worked or little I worked, I would do as little amount because it was guaranteed to me. You're just sucking the motivation out of me. Yeah. So I think as a human, I think it's a bad idea. But what do I know? I am not a businessman. What do I know?
Yeah, the only other thing football I seen this week was since the World Cup, Liverpool's top goal scorer is Wout Faye. Is that his name? The man who scored 2 goals against us for Leicester, or for us, the own goal. He's our top goal scorer since the World Cup.
That is mental.
Yeah, I mean, we literally having a man that scored 2 goals for us, and you've Nunes running around like a donkey every week.
Like, we did a debate a few weeks ago, and I was standing up for Nunes, and you were like even since then, like, he's gotten like those 2 1-on-1s he had when the game was still in the balance. Just put him away, kid. Put him away and we're back in the game.
What's scary for me is that, like, when he's in those situations, he doesn't even look like a soccer player, boy.
He shits the pants, like, he gets happy feet.
Yeah, do you know, like pub soccer there, like once a year, and you grab fellas in that never play ball, and like he doesn't look coordinated. I don't know, man. Like, he's quick and strong, You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
a bit of a haircut. Other
Yeah.
than that, like, what's going on with
bit
the
of
man?
a haircut.
Like, what's going on with him? Like,
I should always tend to as well. And he's a nice buzz going on, in fairness, but he's a donkey.
yeah. So no, that's the only thing. Other than that, like Liverpool, like our season's as good as over.
Good as over. I was saying that to you beforehand. I can get tickets to the Wolves game, and you could get tickets to the Fulham game. And I'm probably not going to go over. And you're probably going to say, "Oh, why don't you support them
You'll
when
never
we're down?"
walk alone.
Yeah,
You'll
come
never
here,
walk
lad.
alone,
We were
honestly.
going to Europa League games by getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about like have that club giving us what we need. No, we gave them all the support. Do you know what I mean? They have the money and they won't spend it. Like we need midfielders right now. Every other team is getting midfielders. Don't tell me we can't. Like we just won the Premier League and the Champions League and the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. We've Nike signing for us. We are the most followed team, arguably the most followed team in the world, probably behind Real Madrid maybe or something. Like, how do we not have money? Every young fly I ever see down the park has a Liverpool top on. How do we not have money for a midfielder right now? How is Naby... I digress. Is that what I digress means? You stop.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with it all. And it's so frustrating.
I'm getting it here from my editor that is exactly what it means. No, it's not. Is it? I don't know. I digress.
Learned it this week. I'm going to fit it in ever again.
Yeah.
So tough times. That's about it, man. Other than that, sport-wise, big fighting weekend. There's UFC. There's that Jake Paul and that Tommy Fury fella, which will be interesting.
That will be
because
interesting.
The YouTuber probably will beat him.
Yeah.
And big UFC night, but it's on too late for us.
If we get big enough, are you going to enter into fights?
Oh God, yeah, for charity.
Yeah,
Anyone out there wants to fight for charity?
Oh, fight
Let
him.
me know.
I
I'm
have
at-
a metal bar in my hands.
Yeah.
I'll be your trainer.
I'm not at my fighting weight at the moment, but I'm talking maybe about 70 kilos. Anyone that's in around that mark.
Come get him, boy.
Yeah,
get him.
I'll fight you for charity.
Yeah.
Any
charity, anytime, any place.
Ideally, like absolutely ideally, be someone like Naby Keita. Like I'll fight Naby Keita for charity. Like I'll happily fight Naby Keita for charity. Just no bother, kid.
I'd back you.
Yeah,
you'd
boy.
be quicker. Like.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you would know what hit him.
Yeah.
Boy. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
man.
You go down with an injury or something.
Yeah.
Fool.
We'd make money there.
Definitely, man.
That's the sport. Other than that, it's been shocking for us, man. Like it's. I don't even be looking forward to the games of the weekend at the moment. We've been spoilt now for 5 years as Liverpool fans, and we're coming back down to earth now.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to our first segment of the show, guys. We'll move on to our first segment, which is Money or Morals, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a segment in the past few weeks where I asked Psychic Dan, would he do something for a hypothetical amount of money? These are all, this week now, I have 4 of them. And they're all varying types of money, obviously. Like last week, you know, I'll offer 5 grand for some things, 100 grand for other things.
Last week they were brilliant. I actually couldn't take your money.
Yeah, I got better. I think for only one of them, I think you take my money for one of them. All right?
What, this week?
I think you say no to a few of them. I think one of them you'll say yeah to. All right, okay.
Hit me.
Number 1, I give you 5 grand for 1 year. So this is number 1, for 5 grand, and you only have to do it for 1 year. Every time you ejaculate, you have to go, oh, that's good juicy. Whether you're making love to your wife or with your partner, or if you're just jacking off, you have to, for a year, every time you could be having a lonely little jack off session for yourself, you just got to say, oh, that's good juicy.
Yeah, boy.
5 grand?
Kid, I think I'm going to do that anyway, boy. That's absolutely brilliant, boy. I'm all over that, kid.
I hope it catches on.
Yeah,
I hope
boy.
it catches on with all you young Thundercats out there.
Yeah, boy.
Oh,
That's
man,
brilliant.
that's juicy, my girlfriend last night. I'd love it. Oh, that's juicy. It makes no sense, but
Yeah,
I like it.
I love it. I'm taking
Okay.
that 5 grand.
Okay, for this one, 100 grand,
Ooh.
but you got to do it for life. For your rest of your life,
Right, go on.
you have to have a bowl cut. Do you remember when we were 8? I had one. You've seen it out there. My communion photos, like, you know.
Yeah, boy.
I'd say you had it as well.
I definitely didn't.
You didn't?
Definitely
Well, what
not.
my mum used to do, right, herself and her friend, they used to come over and put a bowl on my head, kid.
Yeah.
And shave the sides of it, boy,
Yeah.
to make me look like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Kid.
And
I
then
didn't make
not-
any friends. Nothing, kid. They look like a fiend named Chucky or something like that.
Yeah,
Don't go
yeah.
near him with the head.
Yeah.
So for the rest of your life, and go blade knock, kid. Every morning, blade, like, it's tight at the sides.
Sure, kid, there's no chance. 100 grand, you gone mad. There's no
You
chance.
wouldn't do it for 100 grand. A
100
bowl
grand.
cut for life.
Kid, I've at least 70 years ahead of me, kid.
Okay.
Like, and you're telling me now that I'm gonna go ball cutting for like 100 grand. I'd have it spent. Give me 6 months, kid. That 100. Not 6 months. Give me 3 months. That 100 grand is gone, and I'm walking home with a ball cut for the next 70 years. That's scandalous money, boy. No way, man. No way.
All right. Okay. I'm proud of you. Fair play. Okay. Okay. For 10 grand. Every time you leave the house, you must put... All right, okay. For 10 grand... All right, okay, I'm actually upping this. 100 grand for the rest of your life. That's even too small. Do you know what? €1 million.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know where I was going with the 10 grand, boy. I don't know where I was going. All right, okay.
$1 million.
For $1 million. Every time you leave the house and go in public, right, you have to have them big gamer headphones, you know, with the mic thing.
Yeah.
And the lead is just flapping around, like, you know, everyone can see that it's not actually doing anything, but you have to be having an important conversation, like.
Yeah.
Pretend you're having a conversation everywhere you go, yeah, no bother, Susan, I'll have that. Everyone can see it's not plugged into anything.
Yeah.
Or you're like this listening to music,
Yeah.
and you just and everyone can see that you can't do it. $1 million for the rest of your life.
I would, boy.
Yeah.
I
think
would,
$1 million
boy.
was too much. I think I overshot the $1 million, to be honest.
$1 million I would, yeah.
You wouldn't have done it for the 5 grand initially, the 10 grand initially. 10 grand every time you leave the house for the rest of your life.
No, I'm not doing that, no. I take the $1 million, though. I do that for $1 million, like.
Okay. So this one isn't funny, but I thought it would tug at your heartstrings a small bit because I know how much you love football.
Right.
Okay? For 100,000 one-off payment, you can never watch a live match for the rest of your life. You can watch the highlights, you can watch match of the day. A live match, you can never watch.
I won't even let you finish.
Okay.
Nah, just couldn't do it because it's such a big deal. And no, man, it's
the joy it brings you, like,
the
amount of jumping I've ever done, like, and
do you know what's amazing, right? People that don't watch football, so we'll say like at home years ago, we'll say my mother or my sisters or something, and like Liverpool could get beat 1-0 on a Saturday, and you'll be sickened, and you'll be like clearly in bad form over it, and they'd be like, "Why'd you do it yourself? Why would you do that to yourself?" And the whole thing is like, you only feel the ups because you went through those 1-0s. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I watched Liverpool play shit for 10 years and then you lift the shirt. Like, it's all for those moments. So I think you have to go through the downtimes. That's why I think a lot of our generation Man United fans, you're not even real, guys. You're not even real because you grew up through the 90s where you won absolutely everything.
And then stopped supporting it for a bit because
That's
it got
it.
all commercial.
That's it.
Oh, how convenient when you stopped winning fucking titles. Is it you stopped watching? Oh, it's too commercial, kid. There's too much diving. That's what they'd say. It's too much diving in it now. Oh, right. Right, boy. No hassle, kid. And now you're back. And now they're crawling out of the woodwork. Like, Sancho scored a goal there the other night, and they're like, he's back, baby. I seen his goal.
It was the worst goal.
It must have been a thunder bastard altogether.
The keeper went through his hand.
Yeah, and the deflection on the way as well, it got to that. He's back.
Way.
He's officially back. He's officially back.
Yeah.
The man is the flop of the century, boy.
Yeah.
He paid 80 million for him. He scored 3 pissy goals, like.
Yeah.
One of the first goals. Do you remember the first goal he scored was against Chelsea last year? And it was himself and Rashford running from the halfway line. He had to square to Rashford, kid, and he didn't. He just buried it, like, you know. It was one of the most selfish goals I've ever seen, like. So even one of his goals shouldn't even count.
Yeah, unlikable dude. But so United fans are not even real because they didn't go through the down times. But us, now the United fans, I think the next generation, like the fact that they've, since Fergie's gone, they're proper United fans. If you raise the kid since 2013 that's been following United, like, and he's
watching Pogba years and all that kind of stupid.
Proper, well done, fair play.
I agree with you there. I remember when we were around 6 or 7 when United won the treble, like, and I remember there was 2 or 3 Liverpool supporters in my class, and by the end of that season, I was the only one with a Liverpool school bag, like. And I remember actually kind of thinking, should I switch side? What am I doing? David James is our goalkeeper. Why am I supporting this bullshit? You know, I often had that. You know. But all right, guys, that's the end of money or morals. Dan, you took a bit of money off me. I thought you wouldn't.
Yeah, I got a bit of money.
So we'll move on to our next segment, the one that is a constant in the quiz. It is the quiz. This is where Psychic Dan asked me 5 questions. I have 2 minutes to answer them, and we were very good now last week because we did stay to the 2 minutes. Do I have a clock? I do have a clock in the studio, so I can actually see whenever you start that the 2 minutes will happen. I got 5 out of 5 last week. I got a couple of 3 out of 5s, a couple of 4 out of 5s. People were texting me in. So happy enough with my 5 out of 5. Let's see if we can do it again this week.
Yeah, so like the 5 out of 5s are getting out of hand now. So
have you upped it?
I have. So, and I'm also going to flip it to get you out of your comfort zone, right? I normally tee him up to the who am I at the end. I'm going to give you the who am I at the start.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm going to get you right out of your comfort zone now, and we'll see how you get on, right? So, first one is, and it's a bit of a shorter one as well, so you've less to go on,
Okay.
right? I have played for 4 clubs in my career. 2 in the Premier League. I won 2 Champions Leagues that were 13 years apart. I played in 2 World Cups, 1998 and 2006. Who am I? And as always, you got 3 wrongs, and we always have a couple of hints as well.
98 and 2006, which means you were either injured during that World Cup or your country didn't qualify.
For the one in between, you mean, the 2002 one? Yeah.
Yeah. You then had... So you played for 4 clubs throughout your career, but 2 were in England. You've won 2 Champions Leagues, but they were both 13 years apart. 13 years apart. So I sense that you won one early on, maybe at Real Madrid or Juventus or AC Milan, and then won one with an English club later on. So what I'm thinking is...
Something like that.
So who would have won the leagues around... Oh, yeah.
So while you're thinking, I'll go back through, okay?
Okay.
So I played for 4 different clubs in my career. 2 of them were in the Premier League. I won 2 Champions Leagues that were 13 years apart. I featured in 2 World Cups, 1998 and 2006. Who am I? So 13 years apart is obviously big. And as you spotted straight away, he missed the 2002 World Cup.
Injury.
I don't know.
Okay. He missed it, but he was playing in 98 and 96. So who joined those, or 2006? So who during those years would have won a Champions League?
Possibly not in it, but yeah.
A Champions League around early 90s, late 90s?
Yeah.
And then another one then about 2012, 2013?
A bit less than that maybe. So I'd say more mid-90s and then early 90s, like maybe 07, 08 area.
Okay.
And played for 2 clubs in the Premier League. As you rightly deduced, one of the clubs in the Premier League he won the Champions League with, and then he went to play for another club in the Premier League for a few years.
So it's either Man United
or vice versa.
It's either Man United or Chelsea.
Yeah, it was United. Well done. Yeah.
I'm 4-3. It's United, is it?
Yeah.
Van der Sar.
Oh my God!
Boom!
What
Boom!
a shout.
Boom!
Jesus
Boom!
Christ! That's insane. Kid.
Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax and United.
Yeah. What a shout, dude.
Woo! I went on the buzzer. I'm getting let known by my editor that I was 2 seconds after. 1 second after. I'm taking that. Fuck that. I'm taking that. I'm taking that.
Well done.
Woo!
Well done.
So he played for Holland. Holland didn't qualify for the 2002 World Cup because Jason McAteer. Jason McAteer. It was Holland in the World Cup and McAteer before the World Cup. Yeah. So yeah.
Well done, man.
And the buzzer, boy. And the buzzer.
Smashed it. Well done. So we just get straight into question number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 2 is, can you name the top 3 Irish players that have the most Premier League appearances?
Well, I've been doing a bit of research lately, actually, on when I was doing Ian Hart's documentary. So was Gary Kelly one of them?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
So while you're thinking for a second, I'll just give you the appearances. So the number 1 on the list has 451.
Shay Given.
Yeah, well done. He's number 1. Number 2 has 445, so he's only 6 less appearances than Shay Given.
Roy Keane?
No. So Shay Given, goalkeeper for years, played for many clubs, stalwart.
I think, would Steve Staunton be inside there?
No. Be careful now with the guesses, my man.
How many more guesses will you give me? 1?
No, I'll give you 2 more, so right.
Okay.
So you got Shay Given, that's number 1.
Is that the only goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's no one outrageous on the list. I think
John O'Shea.
John O'Shea is number 2. Well done.
Okay.
445. 6 games less than Shay Given. So that's 1 and 2. So give me number 3, third highest appearances from an Irish player in the Premier League. I have the top 5 here, and there is a guy in the top 5 that might be a shout for one of your documentaries, man, as an underrated player. But yeah.
Is Robbie Keane in it?
No.
So I'm my last guess. So this is either wrong or right now. So
Shay Given, John O'Shea, one more dude. This the number 3 on the list is 431. So there's nothing in it. There's only a few.
Glenn
games.
Whelan.
No.
Fuck.
Do you want to keep going, or will I just tell you?
Go on, tell me. I got it wrong.
You the guy. Go on, Richard Dunn.
Most own goals.
Richard Dunn.
Most red cards as well, I think.
And then number 4 was the Duffer.
Duffman.
Number 5, lad, a player we never talk about because he never played at a major tournament for Ireland, is Stephen Carr.
Yeah. And
Stephen Carr was voted twice in the PFA Team of the Year.
Whoa.
He was a decent player. He had 377 Premier League appearances.
I remember him being unreal with Spurs, Newcastle. I remember him being good all the time.
But never played with a major tournament for Ireland, and I think he kind of goes under the radar. So he'd be an interesting dude to dive into his career because...
and we always had a right back that was maybe a small bit better than him. Like, I know it's actually kind of what we're going through now. We have Doherty, the guy at Derby, and Coleman kind of all coming out at the same time. Where at the time, that even left backs there, Ian Hart and Dennis Irwin, John O'Shea, and then right backs, then you had Steve Finnan and Stephen Carr, probably some other people, like, you know.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so question number 3 is, can you name, excuse me, so 3 people who managed in the Premier League and were former goalkeepers in their own careers? So
they managed in the Premier League, but they were goalkeepers beforehand.
Yeah.
In any league.
In any league. 3 Premier League managers at any point throughout the Premier League history that they themselves were actually goalkeepers in their own careers. Yeah.
I remember your man Nuno Espirito Santos.
Yeah, well done. He was a goalkeeper for Porto. He was on the bench for the Champions League final that Mourinho won. So he was... He's in the middle of my list here. Yeah. So there's...
but managed in the Premier League. You have to manage in the Premier League.
Yeah, and you were a goalkeeper. So this list is tiny, and most of them I've never even heard of. So
really?
I will consider this a tough question. You're either going to get it nail in the head or you're not. Like,
see, like, I don't know what Ralph Hasenhüttl was. He seems like a guy that could easily be a goalkeeper. Like, you know.
I don't think he was. He's not on this list anyway. So there's a guy... Before Nuno, back in the day, I mean early years, that was, and there's actually a guy after Nuno as well. So a very recent, actual current. Yeah. So Premier League managers that were former goalkeepers, very rare, guys. Goalkeepers don't become managers for some reason.
Different game, boy.
Different game. Yeah, they play with their hands. Like it's a different sport for these boys.
You can be a goalkeeping coach.
Yeah,
you know, like it's 2 different things. I think, like, you know, I'd never tell a goalkeeper like what he did wrong or what. I never do it. Often as players, you're always like, keep, you shouldn't get, or you have to ask a keeper about that. Like, it's a different game, like, you know. So, but lad, I don't know. Who the hell would have been a manager that was a goalkeeper? Is there any English fellas in it?
I think one of them is English, or he's British anyway, I'd say. And there's a current manager.
A current manager?
Yeah.
10.
In the Premier League that played as a goalie right now.
No.
Tough?
Yeah, all over. Nah, fuck it.
So the list is, I honestly don't know most of the guys that done it, but the ones that did do it were Nuno, Nigel Atkins was a goalie, and the guy that manages Wolves now, I can't really pronounce his name.
Oh, yeah, I know. Locatelli or Lapatelli.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is.
He was a goalie as well. The other ones on the list, Kelvin Davis, Mike Stoll, Mike Walker, guys that I've never really heard of. But it's very rare, and there's only a handful of them there. So yeah, goalkeepers that become managers. So we've gone up a notch. Yeah,
this is tough. If you're getting 5 out of 5 this week, fair play.
Yeah, but that's we got to keep it to that standard because yeah.
Sure, I was walking around the place last week after the quiz. I was there to my girlfriend after it. Like, you know, I got 5 out of 5. I was like, Dan, am I not in the top 1% of football knowledge in the fucking world? I was going on an absolute power trip. Like, everyone was like, you are, love, yeah. I was like, I'm being fucking humbled this week, innit? Go on,
okay, so question number 4, right? Coming a bit closer to home for us. So, can you name the longest serving Liverpool player without winning a medal?
Oof.
So I'm gonna nail it down straight away because it sounds very wide, right? It was in our lifetime, and the player.
It would have been the team in the 90s, like, not 90s to 90s. Like, we didn't win anything from, I don't think, 1990 till. Did we win a Carling? We might have won a Carling Cup in 95, but then from there we didn't win anything till 01. So it's in those 2 segments.
What I will say, just in case I throw you, is that the guy did actually win a trophy before he left Liverpool, but up to that point he was the longest serving Liverpool player that never lifted a trophy, and it's in our lifetime.
It's in the 90s, early 90s, or is it?
I'd say it's a bit later.
Oh.
Yeah.
So from 90s to 05? Like we were winning cups then, though.
Late 90s up to there, maybe. Not even late 90s, but 90s onwards. Yeah. It's like Liverpool are a big club. We're winning trophies like relatively regularly, like, so it's not even that big of a stint. But he was the longest serving Liverpool player that didn't win a medal.
And he won something before he came.
He won one before he left. We did lift a trophy with this guy before he left us, like, so he did actually leave with a medal.
Didi Hamann?
No. So again, like, you're just thinking stalwart, playing all the time for us during an era where we didn't win much.
Hancho, Houpier.
He's not a defender.
He's not a defender. Not McManaman. Who would have been Redknapp? Nah.
So I'll tell you the distance, right? So he went 6 years playing for Liverpool without winning a medal. And to give it something to bounce off, like Fernando Torres went 4. So Torres played for 4 years for Liverpool, never won a medal, moved on. There was a player...
Owen.
No.
Nah, done. Time's up.
Time up. So it was Dirk Coate.
Really?
Dirk Coate went 6 years, and then we won the League Cup after 6 years.
Yeah, that was 2010. Yeah, so he would have signed 2000, or even after 2012, that was.
Okay, so
yeah.
I threw you. I
No,
apologise.
still, I wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, I was saying early noughties, though. I was late noughties.
Fuck, no, I wouldn't have got that kid. Do you know what? But people would have got it. Dirk Coates, that's a good shout. He did, like... I remember with Kenny Dalglish, we won a pissy
and he played in some of like the worst teams we could think of. If you look back at him,
even
Dirk Coate, the players that were around
any
him.
team that when we were good.
Yeah.
I liked him, but like he was also annoying. Like
he was a pair of legs.
Yeah,
he was a pair of legs. Like we bought him, he was smashing in goals in the Dutch league.
Yeah, the Dutch Robbie Keane, we were told, like, and the man he had to go out wide. Yeah, like, just run your socks off there, bud, because we signed the wrong thing altogether there.
Actually, do you know what you said? Like, isn't he actually a pure clap player? Just a pair of legs, like.
He pressed the shit out of him, and he do exactly what you want. Do you know what he should have done? Made him a right back, boy. I think he would have been a good right back. Yeah, you got to learn that shit, though.
I know, yeah.
Still, though. he had that kind of temperament.
Okay, so question number 5. Last week we spoke about footballers who went on to become actors and play roles in movies, okay? So this week it's, can you name 2 other footballers that played another sport professionally?
I did a podcast on this, like, and I can't remember. So 2 former professional footballers.
Yeah, so it at any point in their life, like, they played another sport professionally.
Phil Neville.
There isn't many of them. I don't think Phil was pro.
He was about.
He was very close.
Yeah.
He was very. I think he had a choice himself.
Okay.
But there, it's not a big list, but it's interesting. And there was a few footballers that did actually play for short periods of time. As professionals in other sports.
I think Peter Cech played hockey.
Well done, man. Yeah, well done. Peter Cech was a professional ice hockey. Yeah. Well done, that's one. So one more for the point. Gareth Bale at the moment, they're on about is that close with golf. Yeah. I heard one of the golfers the last day in an interview on about him. He was like, it's ridiculous how good the man is.
Yeah,
like,
of course he is. He's been doing
that's all he does. That's all he does. Yeah.
He even has the body of a golfer now, like the shoulders.
And I'm sure he'd some team looking after him as well. Like, imagine, like, you know, the people.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's one of those natural athletes. Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So Petr Cech, ice hockey. Yeah, I have a few more on the list. Any other player that played another sport professionally for any period of time?
Michael Jordan played 2 sports, but that's not what we're on about here.
He did.
Who would have played 2 sports?
Speaking of Michael Jordan, did you see LeBron James broke the points record this week?
Unreal. I can't believe he's still playing. LeBron James seems to be around since I'm a young fella, lad. I remember James jerseys going around. Like.
Yeah.
Man's unreal. Like, what an athlete. Like.
It's amazing, really. They do say that if Michael Jordan didn't miss about 5 years, like, that he'd be the obviously.
He'd be good. Keep going, like. Yeah. So sorry, what was the question again?
So 2 other footballers that played another sport professionally. You said Petr Cech for ice hockey. There was a few more of them there. But again, it's a short list, man, and it's something that you'd want to know. It's a tough question. We upped the questions this week, guys.
Yeah. I think a guy played lacrosse back in the day. Some dude for off 10 seconds left.
Shout anyone at all.
Fuck it, go on.
Nothing. So Petr Cech was obviously right. So Paolo Maldini played tennis
professionally.
Yeah, I think he was only at a tournament or two though, and I think he got ran around the court and he kind of let it there. Ivan Perisic played beach volleyball.
I heard that.
Clive Allen. Now, when I was doing this, dude, I had a look into Clive Allen. Man was a baller, kid. Man was a baller. He played American football after soccer professionally. Not in America. It was in a European league. It was for a British team.
But he got paid for it.
But he got paid for it and played professionally American football. They were the main ones on the list. There's a few more dudes I never heard of. There was a Tim Weiss was a pro wrestler after. There's a jump like from soccer to wrestling. But they were the main ones. But yeah, so...
They were great questions, kid. They were actually great questions. No, I'm actually... Yeah, and you asked the right amount of them that I'd only know one if it was two. Do you know that
yeah, well, I had to
first
start
three?
closing in because you're pissing them, and I'm starting to get a bit of shade for how you're pissing the quizzes every week.
Do you know what, lad? I've been humbled. One out of 5, and it's debatable. I got it 2 seconds after the buzzer. My editor here is saying in my ear that it shouldn't count, but fuck you, editor. Yeah, guys. So 1 out of 5. That was a hard quiz. So if you got more than 1 out of 5, please message the Cranky Pundit podcast or the Mike Morgan Instagram page. That was brilliant. So I suppose we'll move on to our next little segment of what grinds Dan's gears, where the last few weeks we've been talking about kids on leashes. We've been talking about pressing traffic lights and then crossing the road anyway. So what's grinding your gears this week, Daniel?
Well, as I told you at the start of the podcast, I woke up Monday and absolutely smashed this week. Smashed it, like. You know what I mean? This week is in my back pocket, like.
Right, so there's actually not much that even...
Well, it wouldn't be good for my mental health to just come up with something because I had nothing during the week, and normally if something came into my head, I'd be like, I'm going to do that. So he's like, do you know what? I'll hit you back with something else. So I just have a small few things here. I don't want you to think long about them.
Okay.
And it's what would you do?
Oh.
Right? They're just simple. They're just simple. Don't think about them.
Right, okay.
Don't think about
Right,
them.
okay.
So you're waiting in a queue, right? Using ATM or something. There's a queue there. It's about 5 minutes. Starts raining, kid. Dirty one. You're about 2 from the top. Someone comes in and just jumps in front of you in the queue. But there's no one behind you. So it doesn't make a difference to anybody else, only you. He's just jumped to you, kid.
Okay.
What do you do?
I said, are you right? Are you all right there, kid? There's a queue forming blatantly and it's pissing rain. And what's his reaction?
Yeah, you're going to go with that. Okay, well, let's say, I said a man, so that's very controversial.
Yeah.
Let's say it's an elderly woman.
I'd say nothing.
You're going to leave her in there.
I'm going to leave that go.
What about an elderly man?
I'd leave that go.
Do you?
I'd leave that go. My grandfather, God rest his soul, used to do it didn't he? Every shop we used to go to, lad. He was only about that height. He was like, I'm in here. And honestly, boy, people just let him go to the top every time. And I'd be like, sorry. And then they'd be like, you're all right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But if I did that, hurry now.
Yeah.
Now, let me pay 20 Benson, love, when you're ready. Fuck off. Like, that's not going to work, like. But yes, if it was a dude my age and he just went like that, I'd say kind of go, sorry there, bud. There's actually a queue. I've been waiting here a while. And then I'd see his reaction then, like, because I'd just get tick. I won't be willing to throw down in the middle of the street. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Like, that's a really rude thing to do. I remember, actually, now that you said it, I was in Liverpool one time. And this exact scenario happened. Only it happened behind me. So it didn't affect me in the fucking slightest. So this guy came in, and he was a Manchester. And he goes, excuse us, girls. And kind of pushed him a small bit, like. And the one was like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, fucking. He goes, this is Liverpool. We don't treat people like that in Liverpool. Like that. And a kind of gang formed in and told him off to fuck off. But I never got involved because that was happening behind me. I was getting my money and the boys looked rough. Yeah. So do you know what, kid? You asked that question and I told you something. When it actually happened, I did fuck all.
Yeah.
So
it was behind you, though.
It was behind me and I wasn't affected. But I would say an elderly man, God, you deserve it, kid. Things must hurt. Things must, do you know what I mean? Take it, boy. Do you know what? I'd even go on away. The only thing with old people, they take fucking ages. Like, you know, on the ATM, getting pissed on.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I think some old people take advantage as well of the fact that they're older. Like, as you said, your own grandfather, like, he took full advantage of the position he was in.
He used to walk out of shops with newspapers, fucking a croissant not paid for it. They can see him do it. But sure, who's going to stop him? And he knows they're not going to fucking stop him either. So, oh, did I rob that? You know well you fucking robbed it, boy. Do you know what I mean?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so next one. Don't think too much about it, right?
Okay. I like this. It's bringing the worst out of me.
What would you do, all right? So, you get a bad haircut, but you only notice halfway through. You notice halfway through, like, this isn't going right.
I know what you do.
You're looking in the mirror, and you're like, this is not going right. What do you do?
Yeah.
Do you call him out in it?
Nah,
or do you just keep
this is one of these weird things, lad. A barber, I don't know why I let it happen, but they do whatever they want to me, boy. They do whatever they want to me. Since a young age, you'd always go, we won't name him, but like you'd name the barber, you go, no, I'm waiting on for this barber. This barber always cuts my hair.
Yeah.
Where I played Russian roulette, barber Russian roulette inside there. The new one who's only cutting hair a wet week. And she goes, you're next, yeah? And just shake your hands, like. They're the same price. Even if you wait onto the barber, you always get, like, I get Edward fucking scissors hands coming over to me. And she goes, oh, this is my first day, smell of fags off her, like, you know what I mean? And she wasn't there the following week, so she's given up fucking barbering. So she obviously wasn't that good. I remember, kid, I got the worst haircut. The normal place that I went to was full up. So I went to another place. There was one old doll inside there, and she wasn't confident about what she was doing. But I was already sitting down, and she was already chopping, like, And these ones, it feels like they're just chopping hair to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's like the haircut's done. What are you chopping? There you go. What are you chopping? Like, we can have the conversation without you chopping my head, like, Then she goes to me. I remember I was going to San Francisco the next day, and I was like, I have to get it done before I go to San Francisco. The haircut I had over, like, there's pictures of me over there, kid. I preferred my mum's bowl cut, kid. It was shocking. Half my head. I remember being on an Insta Live or Facebook Live, and everyone was like, your hair. And it's like, you do your hair yourself. It's like, no, I actually paid 15 quid for this fucking nonsense. Anyway, halfway through it, she goes, I know I'm only just after starting this job, me and the boyfriend trying to get a mortgage. She basically told me, she's only in this for the money, and she's only at it a wet week. I let it go. And when they show you the back of your head, that's the worst part. How's that?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
I can't get it back now.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
my opinion
They could shave cunt into the back of my head, and I'd just be like, yeah, lovely. And they'd be there showing the other side, lovely. I said lovely. Let me out of the fucking gaff. Let me out of the gaff. Like, do you know what I mean? So what I would do in that scenario, to answer you a lot quicker than do you know what I mean? To tighten it up, I do nothing, kid.
They do not. I take the bad haircut and pay her. That's what I do.
No, I want to know. What do you do, boy? I know what you do, but tell the people what you do.
The bad
Dan
haircut.
has left about 6 barbers in the past 4 years.
Guys, I can't keep a barber, boy. I'm not even going to get into it, boy, because they annoy me. Barbers annoy me, boy.
Your hair is looking well, though, and mine's looking shite, so that's the difference.
Yeah.
Go on, what would you do? Halfway through now, she's gone a bit too high in the fade.
Oh, I'm falling out with her, boy.
Go on.
I'm falling out with her.
Go on.
No, I'm trying to avoid renting this week because I'm in a great place. No, you're forcing me to rent.
Yeah, go on, boy. She's giving you a bad haircut,
no,
boy.
We're falling out, kid. It's the last. This is me. She's not getting paid, and it's the last time she's seen me anyway, right? So we'll move on. That's simple. If anyone else done that in their job, you wouldn't have them back. Like if I went and made shit of someone's garden, they wouldn't have me back. Like that's fair enough. Like. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't mind. Do you know what annoys me as well, right? I regularly get bad haircuts, kid. And do you know what annoys me? That's why I'm all over the place, right? I've the same haircut as every other man in the country. So how can you get it wrong? You've done 15 of these today, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone else that came in today asked for the same thing as me. How have you given me a bad haircut, like? Oh, winds me right up. We'll move on though, right? So this is kind of similar-ish to number one, right? So you're driving around the car park, kid. You can't find parking. Yeah. Driving around the car park, right? Then the car in front of you parks over the white line, kid. Because I'm gonna be honest. I see women do this the whole time.
Oh.
No, it's rare. I'm gonna be honest. In my own personal experience, I've never seen a man do it.
Okay.
But I see women do this regularly, where they will drive over the middle of a white line, lad. Take up 2 car parking spaces, and they'll walk out the car with the shopping bag and press the button and stroll on into the shop like nothing. And they're taking up 2 spaces there and you've nowhere to park. I'm driving around like a clown looking for somewhere to park.
It's like you've been with me all week. This has happened. This happened to me during the week. I was trying to... it was actually an elderly couple that did it now. And again, same story as like, skipping the queue. They think they can get away with it, right? So I'm in a big van. I need to deliver to this place. They're in a loading bay, kid. The loading bay is the size of this room, but they're in the middle of it. So I can't get in behind them. I had to stop in the middle of the town. I was in Athenry. That's where I was. Lord of you. And I was in Athenry. One-way system, if you're familiar with Athenry, which I'm sure nobody fucking is. It's a weird guy. And I pulled up the handbrake, told you one behind me. I wasn't having this. I'm going around again to this, like, you know what I mean? Told the one behind me once. She knew what I was doing. She was like, you do, like, you know? Went up anyway. I was ready for a war because I beeped and nothing happened, like, Indicators on. I indicated first, nothing happening. Beeped, nothing happening. I goes, I'm going to have to come up to this car. So hopped out the car, walked up to him, knocking the window. Fiend had a hearing aid, kid. Knocked in the window. He didn't bat a fucking eyelid, kid. He just hello! And he was there looking straight, lad. He only heard the vibrations, kid. That's all he heard. There's something fucking happening, like. I out there, he got a fright when he looked at me then, because I was all sweaty and aggressive, like, you know. And he looked at me then. He was afraid to roll down the window, do you know? That much, kid. I said, you're in a loading bay, kid. I goes, can you either reverse back or you goes, you want to go in, is it? I said, you either have to go back or you have to go forward, kid. You don't have to leave, but I have a van here, it has to go in. All right.
Yeah.
I hopped back into the van. People are beeping at me now. I've held the place up.
Yeah,
Do you know your one behind me that was shouting encouragement? Now was a bit red-faced, like she's collecting the kid from school. And then fucking he takes ages, kid, and he just pulls forward the slightest bit. I had to pull out all my driving experience, kid, to get in this van into this loading bay, lad.
Yeah.
Do you know? And when I got in, hopped out, he left.
drove in. I knew it. Oh, lad.
Do you want me to move out? Am I in your way? Oh, go away from around me. What a clown hearing aid, like, you know. I love old people. I actually get a great kick out of old people. But they put people in danger a lot on the road, lad.
Yeah,
and crossing the road and shit, like.
Yeah, they get away with too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, and look, hopefully when I'm old, I get the same respect. But I feel like the young kids growing up these days have no fucking respect.
Talking about park, and this will randomly come into my head, right? So I was above about 2 or 3 weeks ago in Forta, right? And I drove into the car park. There was one car in the whole car park. Wow. The whole place was empty, kid, right? So I put the car in the grand casual place. It wasn't strictly speaking a car parking space. But it was a grind, like there was no one being affected by it. Like I knew there was no one being affected by it, right? So I came out after, right, to the car a couple of hours later. There's a note on the car, right, in a poly pocket, right? So
she's used to not writing these fucking notes. Like.
See the way she straight away, right?
I haven't seen.
She is well used to writing notes, kid. You got it.
My editor's calling me a sexist pig at the
moment. No. I knew what handwriting by. So right. Like not only not only to have like a paper and pen in
have a poly pocket.
That's
kid. A certain person.
She's a note writer, right? So I pulled the note off the car and I was like, go on, right? And she goes, basically what I done was horrible, right? And nobody could get out, is what she told me. Kid, as God is my judge, I would take no word of a lie, kid. I'm not even saying this. A 52-seater bus air and bus, lad, I get her out, no bother, boy. No bother, kid. One of your father's trucks above, handy, kid. I'd have got her out, right? I know what this woman was driving, God bless her. But she clearly shouldn't have been driving it anyway. Yeah. It's been alright. And then she goes at the end of it, karma, and left a love heart. Right? As if I was purposely being horrible where I parked the car, like, do you know what I mean? And I was like, it took me a second to kind of take it in. And then I was like,
let it go, laugh at it, because you can't harbour that.
I have to enjoy this. Yeah, I have to enjoy this because
karma
for where I parked the car, kid, and I nowhere near the woman. Like there was other people parked there when I got out, and no one had a whisper about it. They were all out, but this one obviously couldn't drive, or more than likely her partner couldn't drive, and she was like, do you know what? No, we'll write him a note because the fella couldn't get the car out. I'd say if you're listening, change car, kid. If you can't get out of a car parking space, change car and relax with the notes.
Yeah, the notes and a poly pocket. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one since 5th class, boy.
Yeah.
A poly pocket. Karma. If you carry around a poly pocket, you're a certain type of Karen.
Yeah, even in her head, she was thinking, like, he pulled into that car parking space now, like, trying to ruin people's day. Like, that's it. Like, but there was no one there when I pulled in, and I would have got a bus out. But anyway.
I didn't even answer your question. So, if I see a person parking in 2 parking spaces...
and there's nowhere to go.
And there's no one in.
So, are you driving on?
Do I see him? Like,
no, she's gone in front of you. She's just done it, and now you've nowhere to park.
I stop.
Do you?
I politely... I say, sorry there, love. There's no car parking spaces. You've taken up 2. Can I get in? But also, if it's an old shaky man and I know it's going to take fucking age.
Or if it's like a dude in a wife beater built like a brick shithouse with tattoos on his head and neck.
I say nothing, kid. I drive it the fuck on. How are you, boy? Great parking, kid. That's some parking, boy.
Some stretch in the evenings. So you're leaving that go.
Whistle. You know you're nervous when you're whistling. It's like
That's so true, yeah. Or humming. If people are going around humming, boy, they're
under
nervous,
savage
boy.
pressure internally. Like if they're
Yeah.
no one does that. Like, you know, that's a great question, kid. Yeah, all depends, and all of these questions depend on the person.
Yeah.
Like if that guy,
I
your
think
wife
that-
beat her
that-
6'4", jumped in front of me in the ATM. I'm
yeah.
not saying nothing either. Like.
That says a lot about
Why
you,
did
though.
she do
It
this?
says a lot about you. Like
It does.
just
Coward fuck.
no principles.
Bit of a bully.
Do you know what? In saying this, and I actually have ranted on the podcast about this before, and you soon will be ranting about this, kid, right? Is people who park in the child spaces that don't have kids with them.
Oh, lad.
Oh, woo! Talk
Right,
about getting me wound up, kid.
yeah.
Like
Trying
I'm,
to throw down, like.
I'm ready to throw
Yeah.
down, kid. Like I pull in, right? There's fellas in plumber vans, pipes everywhere. Clearly, you don't have a child in that van, kid, right?
Yeah.
There's old people. Do you know what the worst is, right? And it's always in the super values. It'd be a fella sitting in the car while the old one's going in doing the shopping.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting in the car, and like this is his outing now, is just watching people going out the shop for an hour while herself's inside. The one's coming out then with the bags, like,
Yeah.
and my man's inside the car just looking around.
The heat
Clowns.
full bless, like.
And no kids with them drives me bananas, boy, because do you know what, right? They wouldn't do it to anyone else.
No.
Like they wouldn't park in the handicap space and do that. They wouldn't park in the age ones for all the. No, they'd never in a million
No,
years.
but the
But for some
kids-
reason, with the kids ones, people are like, oh yeah, nab them. Drives me bananas.
That would
And
do
do
me
you know
in
what,
as well.
right? I can walk an extra 20 yards to the shop, but when I've got the child with me, I feel entitled to that space.
You do. You deserve it, kid. You deserve it. Yeah.
Uh,
And I will be taking my space when I have my child as well, boy.
oh
Aggressively,
yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. I'll fight you for that space.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let the kids sort it out. Whoever wins, wins.
no one cares about it. Okay, so next one is a bad smell of someone you know well all the time.
All the time.
What do you do?
All the time.
All the time, bad smell off him, kid. What do you do?
Oh, I say something, boy.
Do ya?
I do.
How
yeah.
long does it go?
I have had said it.
Have
I
ya?
said it, yeah.
And was it like breath or underarms, or was it like just general pong?
General pong.
Because it's an awkward conversation.
It is a totally awkward conversation.
Do you just get them links
if
for
it was
Christmas?
a bad bread, I wouldn't say anything. But if it was constant, like an odor, like you haven't showered, like
Yeah.
you know, I would say I have said it.
Would you?
I have said it.
Yeah.
I remember.
Tell me how you'd let the person down, just out of interest. How?
I jokingly like.
All right.
Yeah. I goes, will you shower, boy? For God's sake, boy. Smell off you. I smelt you last day as well, and I did it in a joking thing. As in, like,
Yeah.
I can slag you. We're still friends.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go on about it more than that 5 seconds. No, it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Like, you know, it's
yeah.
noisy,
I
like.
hope you took it in, kind of a thing. Like.
Yeah. What can you do after that, kid? I remember my dad, right? Back in the day, there's this. Like I shouldn't be saying the story, but anyway, yeah. But it was 2004. This fella came over, a foreign national came over to work, and my dad employed him. Lovely fella and all that. But there was a fucking pong off him all the time. Like, he was very bad. Even the girls in the office were going, he smells so bad, like, you know. My dad had to ask him. He goes, do you shower at all, boy? And he goes, I do. And then he goes, but you change your clothes after. He goes, I can't afford it. My dad took him into Dunn's, boy, bought him new jocks, new socks, new all this kind of stuff like that. And there was still, even the years we knew him after, like, a constant pong of BO, like, you know. And you, after the one initially time saying it, like,
Yeah,
you
think-
can't say anything, like, you know what I mean? You can't keep
You
going
can't
on
go
about
back again.
But hygiene in employment is a huge thing, like, if you
Oh,
were
yeah,
like, what
boy.
the fuck, especially in food, I've been a waiter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be fucking pong a fucking sweat
Yeah,
when I'm fucking
boy.
doing the food, like, do you know what I mean? And, like, I'm very bad. There's often, like, if I don't shower every day, yeah, it's a problem. My girlfriend tells me often it's a problem.
So we took way longer on this than what I thought we would. 'Cause
It's
I-
brilliant.
I thought we were going to fly through it, so I'm going to skip the last 5, go to the very last one. The last one isn't even a what would you do, it's more of a what would you say, because I know what you do would be advice. So it's just meet yourself at 18, kid. What would you do? What would you say?
Kid, you're in my week all week. Right, so I had a job 10 years ago, and it was like, it was a bad job now. It could have been 9 years ago, and it like, so. And I remember the person I was in that job, do you know? So it was like, this job, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't finish till 2. I was so tired. I was like, my life was all over the place, and I was about that age. And I actually said to myself, haven't I come so far than that lost young boy? I actually had that
Like
moment.
just this week?
And just this week, and I had a mental note of kind of high-fiving
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I goes, if I could wrap my hand around that young fella that was so worried and that was so lost,
Yeah.
and just go, haven't I come so far? I wish
Yeah.
I wish that 18-year-old could shake hands with 30-year-old me, and I could tell him it's all good, kid, and do you know what I mean? There's no need to worry, boy, about everything you're worried about. Do you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
that's exactly what I'd say, because it was just a moment where I walked past where I used to smoke fags at that job, and I remember how miserable I was, kid, and the type of person I was, and the type of how I felt every day. I remember how I felt. I felt like a loser. I felt like all this and and I just had that moment during the week that I goes, geez, remember when I was sitting there all the time, what I felt like. If I could go back and tell him, don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a fucking thing.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. And that's advice to any of the younger Thundercats out there that are watching.
Definitely.
We all done shit jobs and...
and it wasn't even about the job.
It's just the moment situation.
It's the moment
and
the pressures that an 18-year-old, 18 to 23, they all say it's an exciting thing. Internally, it's the most... troublesome and confusing moments 100%. Of your life because you're trying to find yourself, boy. Yeah. You don't know yourself.
You and you know what, guys? You're not meant to. When you're that age, like the pressure on you, you're not meant to, boy. You're meant to go figure yourself out for the next 10 years.
Fail at 10 fucking things. Fail and go, that ain't for me, that ain't for me. Because when I think back, I thought it was a failure because I was failing at certain things that were never meant for me. All it is deleting things until you find the thing you really love.
And you got to go through those moments.
Have to, kid.
So
there's people not going through those moments, and that's why there's these little snowflakes out there giving out about, I have to work 8 hours in Starbucks today with only 15-minute break. Dude, like, you should have seen the jobs we were fucking doing, kid. You know what I mean? Like, it just, and the generation before us, it sorts you out, and when you get to a stage, then you find what you like, and don't worry, we all go through that, and it's not just at 18. It could happen you at 30, happen you at 40, 50. You have these little lost moments, and it'll happen me again. Do you remember 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago I was going on to you about problems? Do you remember I was like, kid, I feel lost about this situation, am I doing the right thing? And then, do you know what I mean, 3 weeks later we had a chat, and it's like, dude, I'm delighted we did that because now it's like this. So we always feel lost. Don't ever worry about it, boy, because we're all like that. And in this world of Instagram, YouTube, we're all there, I did this, I made this, look at my new job, I opened up this, and no one ever tells you about the bad points and the struggles and the worries and the insecurities. Every day we feel, I certainly feel them every day. Like, even before this podcast, we had to make this podcast another 2-3 times because we got so insecure at the start. Remember, we're like, kid, that's fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, so we're always doubting ourselves, boy. We're always doubting ourselves, and it's good. It's good to check in with yourself and all that. That was a lovely segment.
Coolio. Saved my mental health from ranting anyway, but you still woke me up somehow. But what would you do? I agree with all of them. The only thing that came out of it is that you're a bit of a pussy.
Because I won't challenge a 6'5" dude in a wife beater about a parking space. I fucking value my life, kid. I'm smart. Do you know that fight or flight thing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, I'm flight, baby. Like, do you know what I mean? Pick your battles, boy. No, I'm not gonna go down like no bitch. Like, if a fella comes up to me and says, like, if a fella comes up to me, DAT and pushes me, sure, I know I'm going down. So let's go down swinging. Like, I get that. Like, but to start something where I know that I could lose 4 of my teeth in this thing, like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna lose 5 minutes here. Just lose the 5 minutes. Have the 5 minutes, mate. I appreciate my teeth.
Nice. I think it says a lot about you. Yeah, fair juice, boy. They were lovely answers. I'll put it that way. They were lovely answers.
I try to be a good person. We're coming up on an hour, man. Do we have any more to talk about?
No, I mean, look, Liverpool are going to shit, and I had a great week. That's about my news. What's your news?
Yeah, man, just waiting on a baby. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, but you can't speed that up.
No, 9-10 months.
Yeah. Have you anything in the head now that you're insecure about, or like I'll flip it. Don't mind that, right? What are you most looking forward to?
Being supportive to the child, no matter what it does.
Cool.
I can't wait to go to things that it likes.
Cool.
I can't wait to like get into something, or if it even vibes with stuff I like. I can't wait to do that. Do you know, I'm sure all of our memories are like great with like kicking a ball out back with your dad, or do you know what I mean, like, or something doing with your dad. But yeah, definitely just support it and just constant reassurance, and that that'll always be loved. And like after that, I don't think you can do anything. You can just be there for it. But I can't wait to go to things. Like if it's into Irish dancing or if it's into fucking hockey, I can't wait to get wrapped up in that world with it, because I'm an addictive dude. Like I can see a new journey coming with it, with this child. Like as in, Dad, I love this, and I get wrapped up in that world. I'd be making podcasts about lacrosse if they're into it. Do you know what I mean? I could be that guy. I'm so excited, kid. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But then on the other side of it, then am I going to be a good enough dad? Am I going to be a good enough provider? Is my career on track? What kind of should I do? Do you know what I mean? All these insecurities. Will it be okay? Will it be like? Do you know what I mean? All this kind of stuff is obviously crossing my mind, as I'm sure it does every father to be like. But lad, I see the amount of Harrys I see with fucking kids, I'll be grand. Do you know what I mean? I'll be grand. Do you know what I mean? But
enjoy the journey.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. So guys, that's the end of the podcast. Thanks very much for listening on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing to me, boy? Subscribe to the channel. We're building a small little community that's going to multiply and explode to the millions or billions. There's a difference.
And if anyone has, any of the segments that we done, so if you have a good question, send it in to us. If you have a good what would you do, send it in. Grind my gears. Anything that we do, if you think you have a good one, let us know and we'll throw it out.
In voice format. You're still sending me in messages. Voice format, because we've an editor in the building now and we can listen to it together.
Have a pair of rocks and send in the voice.
Do you know what I mean? And make sure to turn it off. I don't want to hear you jacking off afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Turn
and keep it sharp. Keep it sharp. Don't be sending us 3 minutes. We're not 3 minutes. 30 seconds.
Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love.